Could you use a quick tip daily? How about a tip that can impact your day? My name is Raphael. Join me as I bring you tips by experts around the world. These experts have shared their knowledge and wisdom with me and will directly share them with you. Make sure to subscribe, like, follow, and comment, and I would love for you to become part of the New Tip Daily community. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for joining me on New Tip Daily. This is episode number 137. So today I want to talk to you about arguing. And I don't want to argue with you, but arguing can hurt relationships for several reasons. It can create emotional damage to your own self-esteem, and a loss of connection. So let's think about this. Arguments often involve heightened emotions. Their emotions, your emotions, everybody involved. Now, an argument can be between one or two people, usually two people. If you argue with yourself, we need to talk further. But, two people or more. Sometimes an argument could be between 3, 4, 5, 12 groups of people because you don't necessarily agree. And it's okay not to agree. But instead of arguing, there's so many different ways we can communicate. So it can lead to hurtful words, insults, or personal attacks. That's not good, people. That's not good. These words, or any words that you use to hurt someone, can cause emotional pain. It can create a hostile environment and even eroding trust and intimacy. Imagine you planned on a date with even your spouse or your partner or a new person, and you want to get comfortable at the end of the night. You want to cuddle, whatever it is. You want to get intimate. But something comes up at dinner, or if you went to the movies or you didn't like the movie and you start arguing. That may take away from the intimacy you guys both had planned for later on. So words and the way we use them can definitely have an effect on our relationships. So communication, let's think about this, a communication breakdown. During arguments, people tend to focus on defending their own perspective rather than actively listening, almost doing this. Just listen, forget your agenda for a minute, and let's listen to their agenda, whatever it is. I'm not saying to put yours away or get rid of it. I'm just saying put it aside and listen. Listen. You can't swim and roller skate at the same time. Do one at a time. You can't ride your bicycle and swim at the same time. You should not drive and text at the same time. So listening to the other person, argument or arguing can break down a communication. It can lead to misunderstandings, and it can also prevent a resolution of whatever conflicts you may be having. It also can cause resentment, and people get into having a grudge. So frequent arguing can build big time. It can build resentment and create a cycle of negative interactions. So, holding on to grudges can also poison a relationship. I know, because if someone continually argues, maybe you're not listening to their point of view. You don't necessarily have to agree, but what you do have to do is listen to it. That's all. Listen. You don't have to agree, but listen and maybe say, I don't agree. I hear you. I understand where you may be coming from, but I don't necessarily agree. And, I don't feel the same way you do. And I respect the way you feel. That alone will help. That will help so much. So making it difficult to move forward when you're arguing, it's not going to help. So you need to realize it and try to repair the damage that was caused by arguments. So repeated arguments can chip away at an individual's yourself, them, their self-esteem and self-worth. Have you ever tried to avoid somebody who constantly wants to argue with you? I have. They're not worth my time. They're not. I will avoid them like the plague. No, not interested. If you don't see my point of view and only want to see yours, guess what? We are clashing, and I don't like to argue, so I will avoid you. So also think about constant criticism and belittlement. Man, that can make someone feel devalued and unloved. I love being loved. I don't want to be unloved. So this will lead to emotional distress, and it can strain any relationship, whether it's family, loved ones, friendships. It does dampen those relationships. So arguments can create emotional distance between partners, causing them to withdraw. Like I just said, I don't want to be near you, and become less emotionally available to each other. This disconnection can weaken the bond and make it challenging to rebuild a sense of closeness. Sometimes people don't want to hear your point of view. Express it once, but when you keep expressing it, you know they may distance themselves from you. Is it worth it? Is your point of view that you need to argue about, is it worth it to lose a relationship? If it is, don't even start. Don't even start that relationship. If it's a family member, yeah, you can distance yourself from them. They can distance themselves from you. So it is important to remember that disagreements are natural. They're a natural part of any relationship. You don't have to agree, but arguing is not going to help the situation. So it's how you handle an argument or handle a situation. It can make a significant difference. Communication, empathy, and a willingness to find a common ground. Man, that is key. That is key in resolving conflicts and preserving the strength of a relationship. Thank you for letting me share this tip with you and to learn why arguing can hinder our relationships. Think about the last argument you had. Did you win? Did it matter? Did it really? If you have to argue to win, the question is, did you really win? Now, if you use the right words, persuasion, now that's a skill. So instead of arguing, learn to persuade. Get them to see your point of view. Use the words. Words are super powerful, but don't use words that are going to be hurtful. Use words that are going to be enriching the the message that you're trying to get across. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really, really appreciate you being here. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, and share these tips with friends, family, loved ones, and your colleagues at work. Thank you so much for joining me today. Tomorrow, I'd love to share a brand new tip with you. Aren't they all new? Aren't they all? Maybe you heard them before. Do me a favor, let me know. Follow me on my social media. If it's Facebook, it's Sifu Raphael G. R-A, by the way, Sifu means teacher. So S-I-F-U, says it right there on the screen. S-I-F-U, my name is spelled R-A-F-A-E-L, and it's going to G, like Gomez. That's my last name. So follow me there. Follow me anywhere. I'm on Instagram, Fitness by Raphael, and on LinkedIn. My handle is Max Fitness. Do yourself a favor. Stop arguing. Have an exceptional day. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Take care.